Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Bit On. So I'm in the middle of filming another episode and also cleaning the Troopy after 4 days of sitting on the beach for New Year's. So I thought I'd give you a little run around and a walkthrough of the Troopy, okay? So we got everything out, the hose is on, cleaning out some salt underneath and some sand. So I thought, why not, while I'm waiting, give you guys a little bit of a walkthrough. I used to love watching these episodes on YouTube of like Ronnie Dahl and build episodes and all that. So well, let's do one of the car, all right? So we got a 2010 Troop Carrier, it's a GXL. We got the roof conversion, obviously, alu cab. Now I bought the car like that. It's on a 4-inch lift. It's all engineered, part of the roof conversion, and the person I bought it from, he did that. But we're looking at simple ARB bar work, spotties, winch, 33s. I don't need to run 35s on this. I'll probably put 35s on the 80. We got a bushwhacker shower awning. Haven't used it ever once, but that's from Overland. So that's good bit of gear, good quality bit of gear. We crash pad bin bag. Always got to have a bin bag. We'll get to the inside in a second. One thing I am running is this step here. I find it's very, very handy getting in the car and you still have access to the tow ball. We got the Thorburns rear bar, awesome piece of kit. This is my second Troopy and it was one of the first things I did was put that bar on. Swing away barbecue box. This thing is epic. If you cook outside your car, which most people do, that's the wrong way, Weber slides out all the way and you open up all the way too. Awesome. We're gonna have some jerry cans here and a gas bottle mounted here. It's strong enough for you to stand up on and jump up to the roof of the car. It's awesome. Good finish, sealed, good handles, powder coated, and where'd we get it from? Overland. So these are available on our website at overland.com, ues-overland.com, and the Instagram. Awesome, love it. Moving on, I'll go back to this rear bar. I like the Thorburns because it covers this panel through here for stone chips. Now a lot of rear bars stop here, like the Kmart ones and all that, but I like these boys, you know, two brothers, Aussie, and it's made in Australia, so why not? Rent with Manta exhaust system there. Oh, this bit too, this Mission 4x4 drop down table, very, very handy. Between this, the Weber out here cooking, and we're running the awning, which is a quick pitch, we'll come to that. Awesome bit of gear, plus something to lean on, something to put stuff down on. One hand can do it, and it holds your max tracks and hold up to 4. We only got 2. And then I raptored the side steps, brush bars and bull bar, black wrapped obviously. And every now and then, maybe once every 2 years, I just take it off, check it all out, reapply, touch it up. It's good, lasts for ages. But quick pitch, awesome. Probably the best awning I've ever used or seen. It's strong, it's sturdy, it holds the heat out when it's open, it reflects the heat away. Every sort of arm has a strap inside it. It comes down, you can peg to the floor if you need. You don't need to. I've tested the shit out of it and left it out overnight in some wind. Solid. Doesn't get moldy, dries fast, packs up very slim. It's not big and heavy. Like I think what is it? Don't want to name and shame. What brand is it? It's the Bush Company. Their bag is too big. Yes, they have a little bit more shade here, but for the Troopy and this and the Streamline, and it gives you really good coverage at the back here, and I think that is awesome. So I feel like I'm very content with the outside of this Troopy. What else we got? Oh, snorkel here, safari. And then under the bonnet, I took out where the dual batteries are. I took one battery out, so I only got one starter in there, and I put in a dual ARB compressor. I didn't want the noise in the back scaring the dogs because I got 3 dogs. Then in the car, we've kept it pretty simple. Armrest, phone holder. Go on the sheepskins. I do like these. They dry fast, they stay cool and warm. You know, whatever the weather is, it's pretty good. Sony has to have a dial. All right, if you know, you know. And that's about it. Nothing really in the middle here. I do have Yeti cup holders that I built. They're in the shed at the moment. Center console fridge, awesome, great for snacks, keeping the drinks cold. And then we just have a bit of a privacy curtain. I'll run you through that in a second. Got the old school UHF up there from the old guy I bought it from, so I kept that as a bit of a memento. Bit of Polaroids, but overhead unit compartment, cool. That's the inside of the roof whilst it's open. So if you don't know, every now and then you get people like, hey, where do you sleep? Well, I'll show you in a sec. You pull that down, but you can walk through the corridor. But that's it. And then on the roof, just made up my own roof racks there, and I put some rod holders on it. So I got just enough to tie like a swag bag down to it. Put the rod holders on. That's about it really on it. Oh, the other thing too is tires. All right, tires. I'm very confident in the Toyo open country. I go all terrain, and I do what, 285/75 on a 16 steel inch rim. And these tires, my last pair, they weren't even the Mark 2s. The other Mark 1s last me ages. I think I got like, I can't remember how many kilometers, but forever. And then to the point when I had to replace them, I found the old Mark 1s, and this is like how much tread. It's not perfect, but for a spare, this was the best one out of the last lot. They wore evenly. They didn't break or chip or flake away. No punctures in them. I took them all the way to Perth. I'm from New South Wales, Sydney, so I went all the way to Perth and back in them. We used it. They're really good. They're really good tires. I'm a big fan of them, and they last well. On the sidewall, like I'll be lazy and drive around on like 15 to 20 psi. If I'm going from beach to a servo or something, like I'm not like, oh my god, I gotta look after the tires, but they last well. I like them. I did go neg 50 here at the back for the wheel correction, and then there's zeros. My spare then has to be a 0. You can chuck a 0 on to get you out of trouble, but you can't put a neg 50 on the front. So anyone thinking about doing the same thing, there you go. But that's the exterior. That's the Troopy on the outside. I'm pretty content with that. But the cooking, living area outside, awesome. All right, well, I'll run you through the inside next. All right, this is the back. This is where it all happens. This is home on the wheels. So we'll start with the doors. We've got the OGS bags, really good storage. Simple front runner drop down table, but I cut it, pinch weld, and then I cut into the door and put in all these compartments. I did this years ago before everybody did this. I'm gonna claim this one, confident with that one. If you're still on here, I think it's Salty Dingo. Me and him were talking about it before it all happened. Over here, I used to have a table with a sink in it to wash. I just got in the way, so I got rid of it. Storage compartment. Now I built all this. This is all DIY. We did 12mm floor with just some topping on top from Bunno. What do we do? It's the whole car is sound deadened all the way through up the sides as high as I could reach. The whole front's sound deadened as well. Just stage 1, but it's enough. So we'll start left to right. So we have these drawers. These originally were ORS drawers. All right, they're aluminium built, but I had to do a bit of engineering to make this work. Hacked at them, reshaped them, put them back together, got some more carpet from them, rebuilt it. So I got one on runners, it comes all the way out. The other one I just built on Teflon slides underneath, and some carpet on the side there just to give it some extra slide. And now I did that to reduce the weight. I didn't need that drawer runner down the bottom. This goes, I don't remember the exact measurements, but it goes right down to the back. The problem with this is to have a good walkway, you have to build over the wheel arch, which means this drawer, as it goes further back, it gets narrower. I'll give you an example. So you have to kick it in there a little bit, and you sacrifice that storage space to have a bigger walkway, which I think is more important. To walk in and out, you're sitting in there, you're getting changed, whatever, you're not banging your knee. If your partner's in there or someone else is in there and you've got to walk around them, you have room. One can sit, one can just walk past your legs. It's very, very comfy in here. It comes down to 50mm in all these measurements. This is like my 4th fit out, and this is the best one. These dimensions, I think I've nailed it. I've tested it, I love it. So that's that. We have the and a drive battery monitor here. Personally, I don't really use it. I just use it on my phone. The app is really good itself. We went 50mm cushions. Even this, if you went too thick, you're gonna hit your head. And we got our own material from Spotlight. It's kind of like a water resistance thing for the dogs. Works well. We have this lip here, okay? It comes all the way down, all the way to the end. And all I have to do is just slide this piece out. When we were away, we had wet feet from the beach and sand. We like to have carpet, so we just put that down on the floor and it's out of the way. That's out of the way. And then you can wipe your feet on here, and when it's done, you pull it out, shake it out at the end of the trip. The other thing is, when we're traveling with three dogs, you know, you don't want to take a corner, hit the brakes and they fall in here, because I'm not anchoring them up. So you just pull this out. This is also a sneaky day bed. So it just goes in, across that channel, I pointed out, drops in, done. And then we can make a bed if we really want to. And there's your bed. So one, that's how we travel with the dogs in the back. The three, I'll have a nap in here or a kip, and we're good to go. Or a sneaky camp overnight where you want to pull the roof down. Again, these dimensions, perfect. And then you've got all this extra storage here as well when you're traveling. So I'm pretty happy with that one. I think that is good ratio. You know, we're still, I don't have a measuring tape on me, but you got 50mm cushion, so 50mm down from the top of that door card, and that's going to give you the height of that drawer unit if you wanted the same sort of measurements. Yeah. So to have that functionality is so quick and easy to do. So what else we got? Let's just put this away. All right, well, before we go in, we'll stick to this size. So we've got the 85 litre Bushman fridge. I think that's a good enough size. Now, again, if you want to have it so far over and have this walkway wider, the compromise is you don't get the full amount, which I've never had an issue with. Never been not able to get anything in or out. So, you know, that's plenty. Freezer opens, bait goes in. Longest thing you put in there is probably a carton of eggs or juice or whatever, a big bottle. It all fits. I think that's plenty. Like, we just did 4 days on the beach, didn't move for 4 days, and we actually had leftover stuff we had to take out when we got home. Didn't have to go to the shops once. So there's plenty of room. 85 litres, plenty. I didn't want to go any bigger because I didn't want to sacrifice height on the roof. Now this is just a template. I got to tidy all this up. So this is just a drawer. It's about 800 long, just bits and bobs in there. And then I left this hollow for fishing rod holder. What have we got? A big machete in here, and some things for the roof conversion for the windows. Just stuff I just cram away in there. Doesn't have to be perfect, but let's get in here. So now we're in. We have, again, the fridge height, really good. We put a lot of stuff here, keys, phone, wallets, speakers, whatever. It's just another bench to put stuff on. Really good height, thank you to the 85 litre fridge. We have that little kit. Now, we originally had 2 drawers in here. It was probably about this height. So it finished about there, went across, and then we had this big empty space. We're putting stuff on, it was falling down all the time. So I said, let's throw that out and we'll get 3 drawers and we'll build it up to the roof, because I don't want to really put anything on top here while the roof is down. We just cram in pillows. So I actually fluked that. We actually fluked that and it worked perfectly. But 3 drawers. So mine's up top, hers is middle, down the bottom. You can't access the bottom when you have the day bed made up. So we just put stuff we don't always need in there. And they're, honestly, IKEA specials. All right, so I just got these baby latches from Bunno. They're soft closing and they don't rattle. They honestly cost me $250, right? Now, the bottom plinth and top plinth, all right, I bought that again to match the color, and I was able to make this whole unit, my fridge box essentially, with this breather, plus there's excess on the other side. So this material was about $250, $280 with the leftover offcut. So just all tied in really well. Dark colors, I'm telling you, don't fall for that Instagram crap. white, pretty mesh stuff. It's filthy. If you take your car off road and you really go camping and you have animals in it, grot. So you always see them repaint it or redo it or change that color pattern. Dark colors, dark carpet, dark drawers, hides all the mess and dirt. So like I said, I got wet feet at the moment, just been outside. Carpet feels amazing. Not this floorboard stuff. The floorboard stuff is nice and it sweeps out really, but realistically, carpet. So these drawers, really, really cheap. I'm very happy with them. They're sturdy. The way I fixed them off, awesome. We got this little storage pocket down here and that goes under, and that's just where we put our shoes. So if you have multiple pairs of shoes when you go away, you'll know what I mean, but that's a good spot. Very good spot. So we're up. What else we do? Storage latch in here I put in, and I built these little wings here. And I just put in all my long rod holders and axes and stuff like that in there. I've also ran some cabling through there for power. And then this one here, this storage box as well. Normally just have my tools, excess water. I've got to say I got a water tank under the car, and that's just an emergency excess of 15. That's about it really. That's the storage. And then the big motherboard that fuels everything here. I didn't do this. I paid for this to get done, but we supplied the material, so we went with EnerDrive, and the battery is under there. So where this compartment finishes, probably about here. Went with 300, not 400. I wanted the one battery. I didn't go 200, so I went in the middle, but it came down to dimensions. Whatever I could fit in that little allocation spot, just under here, that's what I went with. And then we just made this back in here and screwed straight into this. All right, so then we just got, there's an inverter. There's an inverter down there. I just turned that on, and then we got power. We can run whatever we really want. We can run induction if we want. That was the plan. I was like, Weber's 10 times better than induction. So induction's out the window, but you could almost run a TV off this stuff. So it's overkill, but it's awesome. Like we just did 4 days. The solar panel's actually not working, and I think I only went down running off my fridge, and I left this fan on, the Sirocco fan, 24/7. I'm pretty sure when I went through the app, we didn't even get under 75% in our battery in 4 days, and that fridge was hot, it was working. So it's pretty good. If you had a solar, you don't even need to move it, just charge it, unless you run big appliances. Unless you're running big appliances. So between this cheap material fit out, awesome, all this material, not including the cushions, the drawer unit and the floor, I spent $550, and then the rest was DIY. People are dropping thousands of dollars for custom fit outs, and I get it, you want what you want, but you know, all that money can go to fuel. So I'm very happy with it. Nothing rattles. Like I said, it's all sturdy. I'm stoked with it. So just to finish off that power, we have a little switchboard here for the fan, water, and the 40-litre water tank underneath, the canopy lights. I have a solar input if I want to charge faster than the solar up top, and then I got a cigarette there running off the main battery in case something goes wrong. I can still charge something. That was pretty much stock standard, so we just left it. But that's the internal fit out. I'm very happy with it. This curtain was the latest design we put in. Little spotlight special, and that's just to stop the dogs going out. Bit of privacy if you're getting changed in here without having to reach over and put something across the windscreen. It's very convenient. This rod, bargain, 20 bucks from Spotlight, and it twists. So the more you twist, the longer it gets. It's spring loaded, you compress it in, and I just wedged it in between the frame of the car. And if I want, it doesn't rattle or shake, and that's because I just made it really, really long. I made it really, really long, and then I squeezed it in and chucked it in, and it's good. So they come in different lengths, but the curtains were a vibe. They were a vibe on this trip. Very happy with it. So that's pretty much the bottom. Oh, and solar screens. You definitely need the solar screens. That and the sound deadening, insulating the car. So I'm pretty sure these dimensions are perfect. You got plenty of room to walk through. The seat in here, when you sit, you have plenty of leg room through the middle here. It's not tight. If you do have big feet or big legs, you can always tuck them up under there. You know, bad weather, we can always put something up here to watch. I've had dinner in here before and watched some footy, but that's pretty much it. And I did build this so the height, when the roof is down, you can sit in here crouched, uncomfortable to get something, but you can't sit in here to hide from the weather. Otherwise you're building such a short unit, and honestly, we have an awning and a roof conversion, so there's no point building it for that. It was just enough to get in here to get to the drawers without being too squished. I've built the height up on different setups. This is the best height. Now with the 50mm cushions, all right, the 50mm cushions pushes you off the seat enough that you're not cracking your neck on the back rail of the roof conversion part here. So we can comfortably sit here before we'll sit in and hitting our head on this. So 50mm was perfect for these dimensions. That's about it. So we'll go upstairs to the roof conversion now. So you got 2 latches and you throw them up so you can walk through, and all you got to do really is just pull it down, and there's your bed. You can't close it with pillows, but you can get a doona, maybe 1 or 2 blankets. In winter I run an electric blanket, doona, and a top sheet as well, but you pretty much just spread it out evenly, and then there's your bed. And when you're up top, you just close this latch, and I better just do it properly for you. Once you're up here, just close this latch down, and this is pretty much where we put our pillows and sleep. Little storage at the back there. If you're short, it's awesome because I'm 6'1", but if you're short, let's say you're under 6 foot, you could probably get away with sleeping with this open the whole time. But it is good spot to look out and have coffee from. If you want to, you know, you can just sit up in here very comfortably, just sit here and chill. This is a window as well that opens up. I'm not going to do that for the video. And hopping down, obviously the day bed's perfect height for it, and then just step down into it. And then when you're done sleeping, just throw it up. And that is how the roof conversion works. And it came with lights here. These are actually quite handy when you're sleeping up there. A little book light, and then I put in an Anderson plug here if we need to charge our phones, his and hers. You know, keep it nice and cute, keep them symmetrical. And that's it. That's the Troopy. That's the rundown of the whole shebang. There's not much else to say other than I am happy with it. The dimensions are well, the cushions are right, the drawers, the storage, everything has a spot. If you have too much storage, you end up taking too much crap, and then you have too much empty spaces and shit just rolls and bounces around when you're on the road. So that is it. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. If you want some measurements, drop them in the comments. But that is the fit out, and she's took us 3 goes to get here, but we got here. And I think that's about it for now. That's all we got to really do. Last thing to do is just probably tidy up this drawer. This is just a template, but we went through many templates to get this right. 2 people, 3 dogs, plenty of storage, livable space, and the plan is we've built this to keep. I won't be selling this car, but we're gonna probably do, or we will do Australia in it one day. And all I need extra on this was a boat, and that'll be a 420 Renegade. I wouldn't go anything bigger than that. It will be expensive because you need an off-road trailer, probably a McKay trailer. But 420 side console, get the dogs on board, a bit of shade with the bimini, and that will be it. And then I'll probably do 14 months, you know. Very ambitious of me, but depends where work sits. But nothing's free. But this is it. That's it. That's the walkthrough. Wanted to keep it kind of somewhat short and sweet. Didn't want to give you a 40-minute episode of me just talking and showing you what I have and what I've done. But if you want more information, comment or just shout out through the Instagram page. But there are plenty of build videos on the Instagram of bidon_adventures. If you want to go through and see some other stuff of it all being pulled apart. But that is it. Hope you enjoyed that walkthrough, guys. See you next time.